You're related to a celebrity? That'll definitely cover your $400 bill. So, I haven't posted in a while, as I haven't had many entitled parents nowadays. I know, crazy, right? But that all changed tonight. Our cast are me, myself, EM, entitled mother, and NL, nice lady. So for those who don't know me, I'm a manager at a restaurant that's also connected to a worksman, club, and bowling club. Had my fair share of encounters in the past, and honestly, this stuff never gets old. Anyways, so tonight we had a massive special on all of our burgers and ribs for Christmas. This brought in a lot of people. I'm basically running around all night, and as we're coming to close, I noticed one of my staff is having trouble with a customer. I waddle over and ask if there's anything that I can help with, and I got a bill shoved in my face. Nice lady. Look at this! I can't pay $400? Now, to my surprise, I was shocked as well from the large number, but then I saw why. See, our club has a system where you can basically stockpile your bill from the restaurant and the bar into one and pay it in full. The table she was with had ordered a mass amount of drinks, and it all went on her member's card. She offered to pay her half and her kids, but whom I'm guessing was her mother didn't have any of it. She told her that she needed to pay for everyone since it was her idea to take them out to dinner. She refused and basically ordered me to manually select the number of things they ordered. Her bill came down to $120, which she was fine with. But again, her mother just stood there shaking her head. No, you have to pay for all of us. Where's your Christmas spirit? Mum, I'm not paying for all of you. Now, I did offer them a 5% discount just to be nice and all, but that was a massive mistake. This woman thought that 5% was too low and she wanted us to cover the rest of the bill. I told her no, and she pulls out the phone and shows me a picture of her standing next to Ray Meagher, a famous Aussie actor. Do you know who he is? Yeah? Good. I'm related to this man. Okay, how does that help with your bill? Well, as you can see, me and him are related, and you wouldn't want to insult someone who's related to a celebrity, would you? Well, not to be rude, lady, but I don't care. Pay the bill or we'll call security. She refused, and so we called over security. She started yelling out that they were assaulting her, yet they hadn't touched her. Luckily for her, a man whom I'm guessing is her brother or husband came over and paid off the bill in full. He apologized and took Mrs. Grumpy Pants out of the club. We all wished the group a Merry Christmas, and they went off too. Fair to say, this is one of my funnier encounters. Thanks for reading and hope you all have a Merry Christmas. Our next story was posted by user Philo Willow, titled, Entitled Aunt Gave Out Pieces of Paper for Christmas. My entitled aunt is a hoarder and a cheapskate, among other things. So she is constantly at my grandma's house to take care of her. It's obvious not because she doesn't want to pay her own heating and water bills in her two houses. She had to buy to accommodate all the stuff she's hoarding. In other posts, I've mentioned that my grandmother had 14 kids, so I get buying a present for everyone is hard, but this was insane. The preface is my uncle gives out little magnet calendars every year that has everyone's birthday on it. There's about 80 people in my family, because of all my cousins, so it's hard to keep track of everyone. She printed out 13 pieces of paper that had this message on it. For the original 14, in an effort to receive snail mail, use Uncle's calendar to send out birthday cards to any one of us in our generation, including their spouses, any time in the month of their birthdays. Then let me know you did, and I will set aside $5 to get Mum a Kroger/JC gift card in your name. Got to love win-wins. I'm sure I will be eating the food she buys anyway, lol. Happy New Year. So her gift to the family is us buying her food. Thanks, Aunt Karen. Our next story was posted by user Nathan Shima, titled, Entitled Mum and Entitled Kid accused me of throwing gang signs when I was signing. For context, I am nonverbal autistic and can speak British Sign Language. Though I can talk, it causes me extreme stress and makes me feel extremely uncomfortable. I only do it when I feel comfortable enough to. Everyone I know understands, and they're all very accepting. But obviously that's not the case all of the time, as I wouldn't be posting here if that was the case. Yesterday afternoon, I was in the mood to fuel my sugar addiction and went to buy some Pepsi from the store down the road from my house. But it's Christmas, so there's way too many deals on everything. So I took my sweet time figuring out what was the best offer. In typical entitled parent fashion, entitled mother and entitled kid, who's about 10 years old I think, approach me. Great, just what I need. Entitled mother says to me, "Hey, do you know where the wine is sold in here?" So I signed in the direction out of panic, and I noticed visible confusion and just point to where it is. "Excuse me, no need to be rude. I asked you where the wine is sold." I point again. Use your words, young man. God, teenagers are so rude. At this point, I'm getting sick of this woman and do the universal sign for I sign. For some reason, this angers her, and she screams for security while entitled kid shouts at me for being intimidating. The security approaches and asks entitled mother what the issue is. "This fiend is throwing gang signs at me. He wants to kill us." So the security says, "Excuse me, is this true?" And me, on the verge of tears, signs, "I sign," to security. Luckily, the security must have known British Sign Language, because he signed "I'm sorry" to me before grabbing entitled mother by the arm and having a talk with her by the registers. I can only assume he threatened to kick her out, because she returned to me an entitled kid and took him by the hand, and they continued shopping. I bought my Pepsi and left the store. I thought this was something that only happened in stores, but I met Karen herself. What an experience. Edit. Oh my god, thanks for all the support. I had no clue anyone would even see this. This means so much to me, and I'm so grateful that there's so many wonderful people on this platform. Also, thanks for the silver. That was unexpected. Our next story was posted by user Nick Tallis 1984, titled, "No one better than I know the answer to that question." I'm writing this on my cell phone, sorry for the formatting. Also, English is not my native language, so sorry for any mistake. Background. My uncle is a biology and geology teacher in my country, a small Western European country. It is because of him that I am a biologist now, researching in one of my most biodiverse countries of the world. We are very close, so he keeps telling me funny stories happening during his classes or with his students. But this story surpasses all of the stories that I know. I wasn't there when this happened, so some dialogues are likely paraphrased, but this is more or less the story that I remember my uncle telling me. In my country, generally speaking, physicians are known to be very entitled because, for ages, they were regarded and regard themselves as gods. Times are changing, but some physicians are not. The story. UN is my uncle, EP is entitled parent, father. As I said, my uncle is a natural sciences teacher, 30 plus years of experience. And a couple of years ago, after a class where they were reviewing the last exam, one of my uncle's students contested his correction of a geology question. This is normal because a teacher can make a mistake, but after assessing the student's answer, my uncle carefully explained to him why he missed the correct answer. My uncle described his student as a great and very humble student, so he thought the question was over. Early the next day, a parent asked to speak with my uncle again. Again, a normal situation, therefore my uncle was happy to talk with the parent. However, the parent entered the room almost yelling. EP yelling. "I know you don't like my son." Uncle says, "Sorry for asking, but who's your son?" "I love all my students." "You're afraid that my son is regarded as better than you. We all know that who's not good enough became teachers." Even untruthful, my uncle didn't want to start a discussion over that topic. He only wanted to know what was the issue here. In fact, my uncle was a good researcher during his early career, with some papers published, but his passion was to teach. So my uncle says, "I have more than 60 students each year. Who is your son, and what is his problem with me?" "My son is Charles Darwin." Obviously not his real name. "In fact, he says that you are one of the best teachers he ever had. But I know you were jealous. He didn't have the perfect score this time because you are jealous. My uncle is keeping calm and he says back, sorry to hear that from you, but he didn't have the perfect score because he missed a question. And I also regard him as a great student. He listens to his teachers and is also curious and has a critical view of everything. This is why I love to teach your son. Therefore, I am not jealous of him but proud. So Entitled Parent says, he didn't have a perfect score in a very easy exam. Nothing to be proud of. In fact, I know that you are wrong. No one better than I know the answer to that question, and you are wrong. This exam was not easy. He had a brilliant score, so you should be proud of him. But why do you say that I am wrong? Is there any new development in the knowledge of this particular case? Volcanology and lava composition? Question mark? I demand the best for my family. We need to be proud only when we reach the best. I am very reputed in my area, and I keep telling to my son that we have the right to demand the best, always. I am very disappointed with him because I see clearly that the best teacher he had is a joke. I am listening to you, and you don't have the correct answer that you teach is correct. Here, my uncle started to have some doubts, and felt also irritated by the entitled parent rudeness. He has 60 plus years old, retiring soon, but he keeps reading and studying and keep updated in all subjects he teaches. Sometimes, we talk a lot about my work, and last results and publications to show some examples of the latest science discoveries during his classes. So, after listening to that parent, he thought that he maybe was outdated and was talking to a geologist. Uncle says, if you know the right answer, please share it with me. I'll be pleased to listen to your explanation in the next class, but rudeness is not welcome here. What field of geology you work? Entitled parent with indignation, geology? No, I am a gynecologist. Uncle, also laughing, oh, I see. Sorry, but I'll keep with the answer I gave your son. If you have any more complaints to make, be welcome to meet with the school board. I always chuckle when I remember this story. And our last story was posted by user Yachi Blaze, titled, Dumb football coach that benched me now tries to act like he coached me to what I am after I get good. Okay, so this is a story that is not really an entitled parent story, but more like a Richard story, and this is the best place that I could put it. During my 7th to 8th grade years, I played football for my middle school. Granted, none of my classmates or myself were that good, but it still was what 12-year-old me enjoyed. I was really good at the defensive side of the ball, and keep in mind, I told the coaches this too. Yet, they still put me on offensive lineman. I sucked at offensive lineman. The coaches saw that too. So instead of putting me on the defensive side of the ball, they benched me for no good reason. This now gave me 2 years of the nickname BFG, and endless bullying because I was told I wasn't aggressive enough, when I was already 6 foot tall and more aggressive than everyone on the team. Coming in 8th grade year, the same thing happened again, but this time when the offense was running plays, I was put on a practice defense. The coaches also told us it was a live ball. This means we play like it is a real game of football. This got me happy. Every single play, I would get through our offensive line and slap the ball out of the quarterback's hands before he could throw it. Then, I also made it a point to toss the ball to the coach and stare him down for a good 5 seconds. After the season is over, I move on to summer. This is the time of which I got really good at the game. I train through the summer and get recognized by my high school coaches. Now, instead of me being benched, I'm one of the best on the team. I even got chosen to move up to the varsity practice period, and I am known by all of my high school coaches. After the season is over, I join wrestling, where I compete in wrestling duels and tournaments. Here comes the dick move by one of the middle school coach. When I was getting my singlet for my duel, the same coach that benched me for 2 seasons is in the room talking to the head wrestling coach. As I am about to get my singlet, the middle school coach has the audacity to say, "Look here, coach," insert wrestling coach's name here, "this is my fantastic middle school football player that I coached." And he then shakes my hand. Right then and there, I bust out laughing. Both coaches are now confused. I then explained to my wrestling coach how my former football coach benched me for 2 seasons and told me I wasn't aggressive enough. I start calling him out on all of his BS. This all happened half an hour ago. I'm now on my way to my duel and am still on adrenaline from that. Hope you enjoyed. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that story. Tell me what you thought of it down in the description below, and tell me whatever is good. How's your life going? Love to chat. Thanks for watching the episode guys, see you in the next one. Bye.